What is up, YouTube? In today's video, I am on a mission to find out if Berkley Crappie Nibbles actually catch fish. Now, to be clear, I actually have used these things in the past when I was a kid, but that was out of a tiny little pond where honestly, those fish pretty much would sometimes even go after a bare hook. They would go after anything. So I want to actually try them out in a body of water where there's ample amounts of forage and the fish are not starving. If I toss out some of these on a little hook, will they actually catch anything? Or is it all just marketing hype? That's what we're about to find out. All right, I'll go ahead and give you guys an up close of these things here. Like I said, they are called Crappie Nibbles, and they've actually been on the market for quite some time now. They're basically just these soft little pellets, I guess you could call them. And they come in a variety of different colors. I just bought these, I don't know what they are, some kind of neon green. And I'm not 100% sure what the rhyme or reason is behind them as to why the fish would go for them, as they really don't look like anything that they would encounter in everyday life in their environment. But I'm gonna start off by just molding a couple of them on a small little hook beneath a float and see if we can maybe get some sunfish on them. All right, so I just got a rocket bobber, a small little hook with two of the crappie nibbles molded onto it. Let's get our bait out there and see if anything goes after it. All right, guys, I have not had any action whatsoever on the crappie nibbles. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna toss around some other baits side by side. And if they go after my other baits, that's gonna give me a pretty clear indication that they really do not like these things. Got something on a piece of nightcrawler here. +1 for a nightcrawler, 0 for the crappie nibble. Looks like we got ourselves a bluegill. I had this nightcrawler right next to the crappie nibble, and this guy wanted the real deal. See ya, bud. Oh, you guys, we got one on the crappie nibble. All right. Looks like we got another bluegill. Oh, sweet. They actually work. This guy was barely hooked. All right. We're 1 for 1. 1 for the nightcrawler, 1 for the crappie nibbles. I was starting to lose hope in these things. All right, well, I got my answer. They do catch fish. Now, let's see, was that just a fluke, or can we get some more? Another one on the crappie nibble. That's crazy. More fish on the crappie nibbles than the live bait. All right, well, the bluegill seem to like them. How wild would that be if we ended up catching a crappie on these things? I mean, they are called crappie nibbles after all. I don't know. I don't know if a crappie would actually go after these things, considering how many minnows and small bait fish are in there, but we'll keep trying. I cannot believe it. They're actually turning their noses up at live bait for these little pellets. That is just crazy. Whoop. That's one way to take him off the hook. He unhooked himself. That is just so crazy. I'm literally fishing these things right next to each other. I've got my bobber right there with a piece of nightcrawler, and I've had 2 crappie nibbles on a little hook right next to it, and they're actually going after the little pellets. That's crazy. All right, got this guy on the worm and bobber combo. Decent bluegill. Not too shabby. Still rocking a worm and bobber next to the crappie nibble, just to increase my catch rate. But the crappie nibbles seem to work though. All right, back on again with the crappie nibbles. Don't get off in the weeds on me now. These are some better sized bluegills. Could be because it's overcast out. Some of the better sized ones are coming out to play today. No doubt, I am having a lot of fun out here. I love bluegill fishing. I just want to mention, I'm just doing catch and release today. I probably could keep a few of these bluegills, but I've got quite a few fillets in my freezer at home, so catch and release it is. This one went after the little piece of nightcrawler. They seem to be going back and forth between crappie nibbles and nightcrawlers. What do we got here? Feels pretty small. Probably the smallest bluegill of the day. Just a little guy on the nightcrawler. See ya, sport. All right, what do we got here on the nightcrawler? Oh my gosh, getting in through these weeds is a pain. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh man, the bluegills are really on the prowl today, man. That is crazy. The bite's really starting to pick up with these things. On again with the crappie nibbles. I've lost a ton of fish in these weeds. Let's see if I can actually land this guy. All right, this guy we got over the weeds. One criticism I do have with these crappie nibbles is I'm having a little bit of a hard time keeping them on my hook. I mean, once the fish grab them, they don't seem to want to let go of them like the container says. But man, if you just bump into some weeds or even sometimes on the cast, they tend to fly off pretty easily. But other than that, man, they seem to be pretty effective at catching these gills. All right, I might have to make this the last one. I'd love to keep fishing, but I got dinner plans tonight. Mostly just been fishing right outside along the weeds here, and doesn't seem to take long for them to come out and grab it. All right, I think this is going to be the last fish now, if we can keep them on. There we go. Brought up a little bit of salad with you too, huh? Nice male. Beautiful colors. All right, guys, I came out here hoping just to catch at least a couple of fish on those Berkley PowerBait Crappie Nibbles, but I think I ended up catching more fish on those things than I did on the live bait. I'm actually really surprised. And not only that, I think I only paid like $4 or something like that for them. For the price that you pay for them, you don't have to keep them alive like live bait. You just throw them in your tackle box. You can keep them there as long as you want. I don't think they expire. I gotta say, Berkley knew what they were doing with these things. I was very impressed. And I will definitely be fishing with those again in the future. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button below. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to this channel, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Take care, folks.